Greetings, beautiful humans, and welcome to I Am Powered by Love TV. This is your soulmate soul scopes, where your Akashic Records, your soul books, meet your zodiac. Now, many of you may not be really familiar with the Akashic Records. Well, this is your soul's journey through evolution in time. So the timing of this video is really important for the message that you are about to receive. These are channeled messages from your soul, your angels, your guides, your crossover loved ones, and your ascended masters. We use tarot and oracle cards just to connect and communicate with you. So watching the message all the way through is super important, because as a medium and a channel, it's likely that some of these messages may be very specific. And since we're channeling for an entire zodiac, sometimes your loved ones or maybe an ancestor may have a specific message just for you. And so if you don't watch it all the way through, you may miss a very important channeled message. So your arrival at this channel and this message may be the timing that you need it. And because we're channeling for an entire zodiac, each situation and circumstance may not resonate with you, but you may pick up a few ways to go about your situation and circumstances. And don't forget to jump to the timestamps, because all decans will be separated by your timestamps. So don't forget, check your timestamps. So now, let's get ready for your Soulmate Soul Scopes reading. Greetings, and welcome to all my Aquarius. This is going to be your Soul Scopes reading, your soul growth portion. So this is really important so that you understand your soul's point of growth. So this is about your life path, your karmic path at this time, about the pattern of energy that's happening, that's moving you and excelling you in your life, and what lessons and factors and things that are happening that will influence. These are also based in planetary influences. So we definitely want you to make sure that you watch this part before you move on to your decan. And this energy is going to be from January 15th to 30th. All right, on my Aquarius, we're going to take a look at your soul growth season. What lessons are you in? What transformational process are you in? You guys are slated to be having what is called an emerald year. So there is a lot of movement to make sure that we get to that. So it's going to be your soul growth card. And this deck, I'm going to tell you what the lesson is that you're working on. And that is change. So not only is this a soul growth lesson, but you are literally continuing a higher evolution of transformation. You are shedding multiple parts of your life right now. So this is going to be key for you to be able to become aware of why things may be moving the way they are. And now we're going to go into your gifts, talents, and abilities. These deck cards were all pre-shuffled. I'm just going to throw a little bit more love, a little bit of Reiki, now that I know what the soul lesson here is. I love it. Staying centered, being grounded. This is a gift or talent, and these are natural abilities and something maybe that you have discovered about yourself, an ability that you are currently developing, or something that's already inherently yours to begin with. Being centered, being grounded, not being swayed or moved anyway. This could be even just your demeanor, where you're poised and calm, cool, and collected. This may help you move through changes without being reactionary. And now we're going to take a look at the healing path. This is going to be the path that no matter what is happening through your transformation, you're going to use the ally of your ability, your talent, or skill to be able to shift through those changes. And here lies the path. You showed me that card earlier and fell on the floor. And here we have joy. No matter what is shifting and transforming in your life, places that you said that you wanted to let go of, things that you didn't want to do anymore, these are all evolving you to the better. And the ability, skill, or talent that you will be using is the grounding. Being able to know that you are loved all around, not just in your life, but feeling it, being present in it as your own love, and being connected to all things that you are creating as an extension of you at this time. And this is about your heart. So what I'm hearing mostly about this particular lesson is that there will be some sorrow at the loss and letting go, and that's why it's going to be very important for you to stay grounded, centered, focused, still inside. That means peace. So when I say still, I mean at peace in the alignment with self, and that you know that you are loved here, because you're going to have to see the joy of what it is that you've been intending and creating. Because when things are falling, that means that we are making space for the new things to come. And this is your soul growth reading for the energies of January 15th through the 31st.
Welcome my Aquarius Decan 2 friends whose birthdays are from January 30th to February 8th. We're going to go ahead and get into our soulmate soulscopes. Alright, my Aquarius Decan 2s, I'm going to go ahead and get these energies from the 15th through the 31st. If you haven't yet, go ahead and check your soul growth reading here. It does set this up. If you have, let's get ready to rumble these 2 weeks. Alright, so this is where we're at right now. Make sure we're all in it. So we're at a point where we have been living in this alternate space, this kind of denial that things are happening to us, that where everything's good, and so we play this outward facade for the people around us, which in turn helps us feel comfortable. And so they're saying this I know you see Treasure Island, and this is saying these are things you're saying you have. That's why it's on this side, and so these are the things you're saying you have. And you're moving towards, and you're telling these people, and you're bringing all these people into your business and what you're doing, and you're trying to paint this picture of who you are and what you want to do, and it's really weighing a toll on you, because you go back home and you're in this area where you're like, I need to clean this, I need to do this, this ain't even right, this isn't what I've been telling them, I have all these things to work on, and I don't even know if this is where I want to go or who I want to be. Do I deserve this? Is this for me? Can I even do this? Am I capable? And so we're in this back and forth of this who we say we are to everybody else, and then who we really are to ourselves. We see ourselves in this high and mighty place, and we know we can get there. We just don't believe in ourselves, right? There's a difference between seeing ourselves in it and believing that we can actually obtain it and actually do it. I know we're talking about, want to talk about love here, but this goes for this, and this goes for the same sector. If we can't be truthful and stand in our own truth of what we believe we deserve and can actually create, then how are we going to be able to do that for someone else and bring someone into our lives at this time? And those in relationships, this may be one of those struggles here where you are still playing this double facade, or maybe they even know that you're over here doing this, and they just are, you're telling them, yeah, I'm working on it, and so they keep bringing it up, and this is this over and over conversation that's being had. And so at this time they're asking you to clean up, and just saying right here, boom, not being loyal to them, you're not being loyal to yourself and what you actually deserve and what you actually can do, and it's just this big ego facade that you've been trying to place and cover up. And so this is waiting for you. I like how it is at sea right now, because we have to journey, we have to venture and begin cleaning up this self-worth, this self-doubt, this confidence that we can actually, that we deserve to have these things, being able to hold the vision. You're seeing all these facets of the life that you want, and you're not going towards it. And we're just talking about it. It's really just talking about it up in the air. It's like if I were to say I'm going to go and create this company or build this, and I'm putting all these intentions, and I'm talking about it, and then I go home and sit on my ass all day and just wait for it to happen. You're like just waiting for this fantasy, this miracle to happen to bring these things. And they're asking, why am I continuing to do this here? We're not present. We're in this fantasy. We're in this, indulging in this it'll come, it'll come, it'll come, it'll come. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting. And you're not making these moves and these jumps. So this is where you're between the portion. You have to take the steps towards what you are desiring, and it starts with the self. It starts with our belief in ourselves that we can actually go through and do these things. No more can we continue to wonder why. This is your answer right here. This is why this is in reverse. I'm telling you exactly why this is happening. And in order to do so, we have to, again, stay present, be truthful to ourselves, and tell ourselves, all right, maybe I have been in this facade or doing these things, and maybe it's time to dive deep into the self. Find out where we've been told we can't do this, where we've been told all these things, and where we can't get ahead, or we can't have this life, you can't have this life, this is only in the movies, this is make-believe. And so we've just started to believe it, and although we talk so much about what we want to do, we haven't made any strides in ourselves to get to this point of believing that we can do these things. You see where we're going here? We're not present. Sitting at the past and seeing all these, they're just giving me failure after failure after failure. And the drive is gone. And the drive is gone because we just have been told so many times, this isn't, you want it. There's just no belief in the self anymore. I love this here for you. Last one is, all that glitters ain't gold, and that's why it is upside down. Because it's in the self here. We have to tear these masks apart. We have to tear this whole fantasy world that we are trying to live in. Not even living in it. You're just waiting for it to magically appear like Cinderella's chariot out of a pumpkin. And there's no work. There's no... when I say work, I'm not saying that you're trying to do all these things and actually creating, but there's no inner work. There's no inner work to come back to this belief, which is why the failures have come over and over and over and over again, and why things haven't worked out, relationships, certain spots in the career. And so at this time, they're asking you to stand in the self here and get ready to change the inner work, and again, be present. One of the biggest portions in the soul growth, the ability is to be grounded. We have to come back and understand that you're still learning this. You're still learning to be present. And as we continue to do so, we can stand in these and allow these changes to happen within ourselves. Coming back to loving ourselves and who we are, where we want to go, cleaning up this mess, these old past beliefs here from others, and then continuing it with ourselves. That's become kind of a habit. Like, yeah, I'll start this, but it won't happen. And all these things that you say to yourself, and then you go to others and you're telling them all your business of what you're doing because you want to seem like you're okay and that you have everything that you want. And really you don't. And so this is the time to make the change so that way the rest of your 2021 year can adjust into this blossoming abundance that we so seek. It's time to stay grounded and roll through the changes and love the things that we've created, and understand that we can continue to create in the way that we want as long as we begin to come to a belief in ourselves and shed these old habits and old ways of being. All right, my Aqua Decan 2 friends here. It is time to clean it up. Run through all these old baggages, all these old ways of being, old belief systems, and begin to believe and trust in ourselves here. And if this resonates with you here in love or the abundance, go ahead and drop one of these emojis down below so we know which one resonated with you the most. If it also does, add any comments, any things that were stood out to you the most, things that we can help you work on, things that we want to grow with you here. Check out our Mind Engineering Consciousness coaching program, one of our high transformational coachings. I do want to thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to be sending you guys a lot of love and a lot of light and blessings for you to continue to make these changes in the inner self and move forward at this time. I'm Josh, signing out.